Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Achieving Alpha and welcome back to another episode of Smart Money Analysis for 25th of June 2021. And apologies, I had to miss this analysis for 24th of June because of some personal commitments. But nevertheless, let's do it today. And even today, I am recording this at 5 in the morning. So if you appreciate the effort, do let me know by liking this particular video. So yeah, on 25th June there was an immense crash in India VIX. So you would see that India VIX crashed more than a 10%, and it has even closed below 14 this time. So I think this is the lowest closing that we have seen in the last 1 year. I don't really remember India VIX closing below 14 in the last 1 year. So definitely it has a negative impact if you are an option buyer because theta is already killing you, and if at all India VIX and volatility also starts to decrease, that really has a bad effect on your option premium. So it's a really good time for option sellers. Option buyers are facing a lot of pain even though the market is going in their direction. So let's have a look at the charts and the data and try to interpret what we can expect in days to come. Okay, so we'll start with the daily time frame chart of Nifty. Clearly you can see that this is a bullish candle, kind of a hammer pattern. You can see the buying from the lower levels, and 15900 still happens to be a good resistance, but it looks like we are going to open close to that level or maybe even above that. Will sustain or not, that's another question, but as of now SGX Nifty is indicating that we might open up around 15900. Talking about the intraday movement, so the intraday movement was kind of again volatile. So we observed a gap up, then that gap up was basically being sold off, and then we saw a very good recovery from the bottom, and we closed almost very close to 15900. So that's really demonstrating the kind of strength in the market. Let's talk about Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty was the one which was pulling Nifty up. So Reliance was the one which was pulling Nifty down on 25th. But Bank Nifty was clearly supporting Nifty and giving a lot of strength. As you can see here, that this particular rally clearly demonstrates the strength which was present in Bank Nifty. HDFC Bank was the one which was, giving a really good support to Nifty and Bank Nifty. So HDFC Bank 1520 happens to be a resistance. If it crosses that level, then you can expect some more bullishness in Bank Nifty, and of course that will propagate to Nifty as well. So that's one thing. Talking about other things, so IT is looking very strong. You can see that Infosys has shown too much strength in the last couple of weeks, and it is looking very strong at the moment. But again, I would not really suggest you to enter at this moment because it is very much overbought. And yeah, SGX Nifty, as I mentioned, is very close to 15900, so we can expect an opening around this particular level, but it still happens to be a very strong resistance. Why? Let's have a look at the option chain. So this is the option chain for Nifty. You will see that the put writing and the call writing, the addition on 25th looks kind of equivalent. So you will see that this is the addition here and this is the addition on the call side. 15900 happens to be a healthy addition here. So you will see a change of roughly about 7.2 lakh new contracts added on 15900. Overall, the highest OI still happens to be at 16,000, which is around 3 million, and the one on put side happens to be at 15,000, which is again around 3.35 million. So that's what we can see. Again, there is not a lot of activity here because it's just Friday, but still 16,000 will act as a good psychological resistance as well as a good, you can say, resistance as per the OI that we can see here. And interestingly, 15900 we have taken reversal two times from that particular level. So whether the gap up sustains on that particular level or not, that is something that we'll have to watch. But as of now, this looks like a neutral option chain and not a lot of things can be said. So looking at the OI here, I'm guessing that the PCR should be close to 1, and yes, it is indeed very close to 1. So again, there is a possibility of both things happening here. And talking about the max pain, so the max pain is at 15800 as of now. So kind of a very neutral option chain, not a lot can be said here. And let's have a look at the option chain for Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, we saw some really good upward movement on 25th. So you will see that there has been a healthy addition on 35,000 put option, and it was expected because 34,900 to 35,000 is acting as a very strong support zone or a demand zone. So that's what we have been seeing. Looking at the other strike prices, so on the call side, you will see that 36,000 has a healthy addition as well as a good cumulative OI built up here. But still, there has been sort of an equivalent activity on the call side as well as on the put side. So you will see that the additions are kind of similar, but they are maybe a slightly more aggressive on the put side, and that's expected because when the market is going up, you will expect more put writers than the call writers. But looking at the PCR, so the PCR is close to 1.09, which is good and looks out to be healthy. More room for upside is still left and still not overbought. And max pain is at 35,200 for this particular option chain. So that's what we can see. 36,000 again happens to be a strong resistance. Before that, 35,500 also happens to be a strong resistance. But again, not a lot of activity here, so it's not a very good idea to draw concrete conclusions based on this option chain. Let's have a look at the global cues. So the global cues closed kind of mix. So US, you will see that Dow and S&P are showing some really good strength, whereas Nasdaq seems to be lagging behind because Nasdaq you saw some really good rally. So it was quite opposite a couple of days before that Nasdaq was rallying and Dow and S&P were not showing that much of a strength. So that's what we can see, that some profit booking in Nasdaq and Dow and S&P have shown strength. And yes, this is the probable reason that bond yields have spiked up a little. So they were around 1.49 to 1.5 till last week, but now you see that the closing of this week is above 1.5, and that's not very healthy. European markets again kind of closed flattish to mild bullish. So DAX you will see closed at 15,600. CSE is also closing kind of flat, and FTSE was looking a little bit strong. Uh, Talking about the important commodities, so this is not really good. Brent crude has crossed even 76, and that's not at all healthy because there are going to be two problems, right? First, the Indian currency is getting weak, and the commodities like Brent oil are getting expensive. So that's not at all good. But yeah, as you know, that thanks to a lot of liquidity in the system, the markets are just not ready to come down. And yeah, that's for the global cues. Let's quickly have a look at the cash and the derivatives market to understand what happened there. So this is the data for the cash market. Again, not very good. You can see that a selling of roughly about 680 crores from the FIIs, and net on net basis, they have been net sellers in this particular month. Yes, you can see a number of 3,162 crores, but you must also remember that particular block deal from Heineken. So that was around 5,900 crores of block deal. So if you reduce that number from this, you will see that the FIIs have been net sellers in this particular month. The DIIs have been net buyers, but this is kind of surprising because earlier when there was when basically Nifty was around 15,400 to 15,300, these particular people were selling heavily, and now these are the people who are buying almost at an all-time high. So figuring out these particular numbers is really becoming a mystery, but there might be some reason that these particular people are buying. Maybe a lot of influx into the mutual funds by the retail investors. Again, we never know. But as of now, FII are not looking good because they have been consecutively selling for the last 4 or 5 days. Again, this buying consists of a block deal, so you should subtract that, and this number is also net selling. So again, FIIs are not looking that good and are booking profit in cash. DIIs continue to buy. For today, this number looks slightly positive because the buying from DIIs is more than the selling from the FIIs. Let's have a look at the derivatives data. As usual, let's begin with FIIs. So the net long and index futures from FII has reduced by 2.16%. So you will see profit booking in longs, that is long unwinding, plus some fresh short buildup. Although short buildup is not that heavy, but there has been profit booking in longs. So index futures looks negative based on 25th activity. Talking about stock futures, so stock futures again, both longs and shorts have been added, but the shorts added are much more than the longs. Not much more, but still more than the longs. So you will see that the net long in stock futures is almost close to 50%. Let's talk about the options activity. So this is interesting. First of all, you will see that the buying has been more than the selling in both calls as well as in puts. Now, if you ask the reason for that, the reason is simple. There is a crash in India VIX and therefore IV, and therefore the option premiums are quite cheaper. So that may be the reason that these guys have bought options rather than selling on a net on net basis. But what can we draw from here? So first of all, the puts happen to be quite aggressive because if you compare the put longs to the put shorts, you will see a significant higher number in the put longs. So this is negative. And talking about the calls overall number, so call overall you will see a difference of roughly about 14k, but puts you will see a difference of roughly about 21k. So overall basis, if you ask me, there are more puts bought than the calls. So this looks negative. Not negative by a lot, but there are almost like 7,000 more lots of put which have been bought. So this does, give me a negative bias based on Friday's activity. So let's have a look at the pros and the retail participants. So yeah, here are the pros. No, here are the retail participants. Okay, yeah, let's start with the pros. So pros, you will see an increase of roughly about 4% in the net long and index futures. So there has been addition of both longs as well as shorts. The addition in longs happens to be a lot more. So pros are looking bullish on index futures. Talking about the stock futures, so again there has been addition of both longs as well as shorts, but the addition in longs almost happens to be 3 times than that of shorts. So I will also say that stock futures pro are also positive. Let's talk about the options activity. So options activity, you will see that again you can see some positive bias here. Why? Because the number of calls and the puts shorted are almost equivalent, but the number of calls bought happens to be more than the number of puts bought. But again, there is not a lot of difference. So a difference of roughly, I would say, how much? This is 14k, I would say. Yeah, that's roughly about 14k. So I would say that pros are bullish on all fronts, be it options activity, be it index futures, and be it stock futures. FII look negative on all the 3 fronts. So this is interesting. And let's talk about retail. So for retail, the net long and index futures seems to be up by 1.78%. There has been both long addition as well as short addition, but the long addition happens to be more. Talking about stock futures, so stock futures you will see that there has been again long addition plus some short build up, but the long addition happens to be more and the net position is at 88.13%, which is mega bullish. So that's what we can see. Let's talk about the options activity. So this is interesting. You will see that a lot of new puts have been bought by the retailers. So you will see that the call longs are at roughly about 40% increment and the put longs almost at a 60% increment. So a lot of put bots here, and basically you will see that the call shots have also been increased significantly. The put shots have also been increased. But if you ask me the overall basis, what's the position here? So I would say that this is slightly bearish, because if you do a difference of put longs and put shorts and you do a difference of call shorts and call longs, so you will see that this is roughly bearish by almost 6k lots. So slightly bearish on the options activity. That's what I can say for retail. And yes, with this we come to the end of our analysis for today. I hope you enjoyed this particular video. If you did, please consider pressing the like button. And if you are new here and coming here for the first time, subscribe to this channel for more such content. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. Have a good day, take care, and bye bye.